All right. I am now 4 minutes late. We'll try and make it up in executive session. Um, I'm now going to call this meeting to order. Uh, Mr. Saeed, can you please read the statement of compliance?
Good morning, everyone. Chair, this is a rescheduling of the public meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission's 2026 annual meeting schedule. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Senator Byron M. Baer Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of the special meeting was posted to the NJ-CRC Legal Notices webpage on June 4th, 2026, in accordance with Public Law 2025, Chapter 72. The agenda and information regarding the virtual nature of the meeting and the ability to live stream was also posted on the CRC website. The meeting time and location has also been posted on the website of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission and with the Office of the Secretary of the State.
Okay. Mr. Saeed, can you please take a roll call?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Here.
Commissioner Mapp, Commissioner Mapp,
Oh,
I can attest to her being here, so let's skip her and we'll see what's up.
Commissioner Nash,
present.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Present.
Chair Lawfer.
I am also present. Before we go into executive session, I do want to afford, you may have noticed a change to the roll call. I do want to afford our newest commissioner, Sean Kennedy, the ability to say a few words. So Commissioner Kennedy, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. I just want to say I'm honored to be here working alongside such a great group of people. Looking forward to getting to work, contributing to the Commission's mission, and ultimately helping support New Jersey's cannabis industry. I'd also like to extend a sincere thank you to Senate President Nick Scutari for giving me the chance to continue serving the people of New Jersey, and truly appreciate his confidence in me and look forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Kennedy. I've known Sean for, it's got to be close to a decade at this point. He's got a vast public sector knowledge, and he'll be a credit to this commission. Seeing that, is there a motion to go into closed executive session with the anticipated time frame of about 90 minutes?
I move to go into executive session.
Chair, I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're in closed session. Once again, it should take about 90 minutes. Thank you very much. Okay. I think we are ready to go. Do a quick sound check. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes,
Good
I
stuff.
can hear you.
Good stuff. All right. Wait a couple minutes on the slides and then we'll get moving.
Did we lose Krista?
Nope, I see her.
Oh, okay. I cut off. Oh, I see.
I'm here.
There we are. Okay.
All right. All right. Danny, can you let me know when we're good in terms of slides?
I think we're good.
Good to go. Okay, excellent. All right. Thank you for everybody who waited or joined late. We are back from closed session. So oh, we need a motion to re-enter into open. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
12:23. We're back in. Next is approval of the prior meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the prior meeting minutes, which would be June?
Chair, motion to approve?
Ferraro, second.
I second.
Second, Map. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next is I'll have a very brief chair's report. So as I did before, I'd like to formally welcome Sean Kennedy to the Board of Commissioners. And I know we'll do great work together. And just a couple things that I wanted to highlight. Now that we are about a month into our new committee structure and our new way of doing business as a commission, I wanna do a couple highlights. Highlight number one is Vice Chair Ferraro and Commissioner Nash are well underway in their new business roundtable. We're looking at these types of issues with a lens toward improvement. I mean, obviously, everybody knows, or if you don't know now, you're about to know. Changing the rule package for the state of New Jersey is a cumbersome process. So we want to make sure we're very deliberative and we're very intentional in the choices that we're making. So expect some stuff coming out as soon as this fall about the business roundtable. It's going to encompass every layer of this industry in terms of that business, and we're going to hear more about it, but I just wanted to highlight that. And similarly, I want to highlight Commissioner Mapp and myself. I don't want to highlight myself. I really want to highlight Commissioner Mapp on this. But and we are hard at work with ODI, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, on a similar roundtable as it pertains to social equity and social justice. And we want to make sure that as the agency turns into a new light, as we move more toward enforcement and less toward licensing, that we don't lose one of the two pillars that hold us up, and the two pillars are safety and equity. So we want to make sure that we are continuing and redoubling our efforts in terms of making it an equitable business climate, and an equitable climate for everybody who are able to participate in this industry. And I also want to highlight, the ODI staff and its director for the part that they're playing in this as well. So we look forward to really good things. And we as a commission, we're always available. We're going to strive to be out in the community more. We're going to want to see businesses. If you want us to come visit, I'm sure you can get one of us to do so. We want to make sure that we're witnessing the industry in action, as opposed to not seeking participation in the regulatory process. So I look forward to hearing from everybody, and commissioners, keep it up. And it wouldn't be a chair's report if I didn't say, listen to your compliance officer. Because we have a suite of violations coming up today, and it's coming down the pike, and a lot of them could be avoided if we listen to our compliance officers and we make sure that the commission as the regulatory body is part of the process. And that, I think, needs to be the biggest deliverable here. We aren't an impediment to doing business. We are a way to make sure business is safe and equitable. So that concludes my chair's report. Thank you very much. Next is the executive director's report. I'm going to turn it over to Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. Next slide, please. And welcome, Sean. Sean Kennedy, I want to welcome him as well to this commission. We now have 5 commissioners, which we are statutorily authorized to have, and it's going to be a great thing. And I'm looking forward to doing great things with each and every one of you as we move forward through this process. Next on my list is updates on dispensary openings. So we have a list here of the new dispensaries that are opening. We're opening new businesses every single day. 315 medicinal and recreational dispensaries are all open in 21 counties across the entire state.
Nice.
So a licensing update, total licenses approved as of July 13th of 2026. Overall, since the existence of the CRC, we've had 3,252 applications submitted through our licensing portal. 2,545 of those applications have already been approved. 405 of them are sitting in review under the Office of Licensing. 141 are pending resubmission following a cure. So if you're one of those 141 applications, please resubmit. Cure that application. Staff's here to help. So reach out if you have questions on the cure that you've received. And we also have 161 applications under review in our Office of Compliance and Investigations. Total recreational licenses approved as of July 13th, 2026. 1,693 conditionals have been approved. We've had 498 licenses take advantage of that conditional process and convert into an annual license, 353 annual licenses, and 91 expanded alternative treatment centers. Today, up for consideration, we have 4 ownership changes that are recommended. 1 business conversion, that's a micro to standard business conversion. 6 conditional to annual conversions, 2 annual licenses, 1 expanded alternative treatment center certification, an adult use satellite request and recommendation for approval, and 12 annual renewal applications that are recommended for an administrative extension. Patient enrollment numbers as of July 15th, 2026. The total patients enrolled in New Jersey's program is 44,476. with 2,895 caregivers and 1,549 doctors currently enrolled in our medicinal cannabis program. Now for a little brief data update. License to operate, this is just a breakdown of the grand total of licenses and the percentages that they take up in the cannabis market. Adult use cultivators are now up to 71. That's 12% of our market. That's increased significantly over the last calendar year. I anticipate that number to continue to increase as these cultivators, they take time to build out, but they are getting to market. We also have 82 manufacturers and 346 adult use retailers, which is the main focus in our cannabis market. The point of sale contact for consumers, that's 57% of the market. Adult use sales by month over the last 13 months. You'll see from June 2025, $93 million, almost $94 million in June of 25. And now in June of 26, we're over $115 million in total sales. And you'll see in future slides, the year-over-year change is 22.8% in the dollar figure, but we've also seen the price of cannabis decrease in the adult use market as well during that time. These are medical sales by month. They're gradually falling as our patient numbers also fall. Year over year, we're down, a little over, we had 4.6 million. Now we're down to 2.7 million in June. It's about a 41% reduction in the calendar year. These are combined sales distribution by county. You can see where Camden County still continues to dominate the sales here in New Jersey. It's situated across the bridge from Pennsylvania, where they do not have an adult use market. So you have consumers coming across the bridge to buy cannabis products. It's also situated relatively, close to the Delaware border as well. So you're seeing folks in Camden County, Monmouth and Burlington continue to be 2 or 3 every month that we see. And then, our counties that have a lower population, lower census data, Cumberland, Sussex, and Salem, they fall towards the end, and we could probably use some more retail locations in those counties. Combined transactions by month. I like to look at the number of transactions because that doesn't take into account the dollar figures with the price falling and people buying more cannabis and things like that. It doesn't take those things into effect when you're looking at these numbers and the data. So the number of transactions really shows the health of the market. So in the calendar year, you're up 26% from June of 25, where you had 2.7 million transactions. Now we're close to 3.5 million transactions in June of 26. So continuing to see the trend of more transactions happening by month over the last 13 months. And we'll see how this data shakes out in the coming months to see if we're continuing to see an increase in the market. Adult use flower price per gram. As you'll see, we're almost down to $6.50 here in June of 26. That's a 21.8% reduction from last year. We were $8.30 per gram. So prices continue to fall on the adult use flower price per gram side, and it's a good thing for the consumers. It's a good thing for the market. It shows that the market's relatively healthy, and that kind of dovetails into what I was saying previously about why I want to look at the number of transactions over just the dollar figure signs, because that kind of shows that more, people are buying when we have more transactions, but the price falls. The dollar figures aren't going to really shake out the same way. This is an interesting slide because medical flower price per gram is actually a little higher than our adult use price per gram. It's a little over $7. It's still less than it was in June of last year. Year-over-year change of 12.7%, but it's still a little bit higher than our adult use price per gram. And we'd obviously like to see that decrease a bit so that the patients are, getting the benefit of getting cheaper cannabis, getting their medicine at a better cost. This is our combined product mix by category for June of 2026. Not much of a change. You saw like a little drop in the flower percentage. Flower dominates the market. That's generally what you see across the nation in adult use cannabis markets, with flower being the primary consumer product that folks are buying. Vape carts are continuing to tick up a little bit. The biggest increase we have is in concentrates, where they're up about 5%. So there's diverse products available in the market, and this kind of shows that more products are getting to the market and folks are taking advantage of that. Pounds harvested by month over the last 13 months. You'll see we're kind of in June of 25 and June of 26, we're relatively close. I think it'll shake out the same way in July. We're kind of in those summer months where we're seeing less pounds be harvested. In New Jersey, with most of the cannabis grown indoors, it's likely due to being able to control the climate inside your cultivation facility, and with the hot months, not being able to control that climate as much, and those types of things are likely. But the trends seem to be the same. We're in the summer months, less cannabis is being harvested, and then we'll then see an uptick here in the fall. Okay, that concludes my executive director's report for today. Thank you, Chair, and I'll turn the floor back over to you before we get into the normal course of business for the commission.
Thank you, Director Riggs. The data, in my opinion, speaks volumes to how the market is flourishing, and we're not doing that bad of a job. So kudos to you, kudos to the staff, and kudos to the commissioners. We're not doing that bad of a job. So next we have applications for permit or license changes. The first batch of those are going to be ownership changes. I'm going to give the floor back to Director Riggs to present.
Thank you, Chair. We have 4 ownership changes that are recommended by staff today for the board. They're proposing a transfer in ownership of these entities that are listed on the slide. Each of these entities has satisfied all the regulatory requirements for an ownership change. The owners and individuals were vetted by our Office of Compliance and Investigations, and they've been deemed eligible to enter into the adult use market. And therefore, we are recommending that the board approve these 4 ownership changes today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Riggs. Is there a motion to approve the ownership changes?
I make the motion that we approve the ownership changes as presented by Director Riggs.
Second.
Is there a second? All right. Mr. Saeed, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
So I just want for everybody's edification, Commissioner Kennedy joined us very, very recently, and we wanted him to make sure to vote on what he was comfortable with. So there may be some abstentions throughout this first meeting, but I assure you he's being brought back to speed very quickly. Next, we're going to move to business conversion licenses. Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. We have one micro to standard business conversion. The application was reviewed to ensure that the applicant has been operational for at least a year before applying for this conversion, and they're in good standing with the CRC. We conducted our completeness review, and everything that was required by CRC regulations has been included with this application. The necessary fees have been paid, and therefore we are recommending that Hackettstown Dispensary be approved to convert from a micro to a standard business at this time. Thank you.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
Chair, I move to approve the conversion from micro to standard cannabis business.
I
Is there a
second.
second? Perfect. Nash and then Matt. Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next is cannabis business applications. Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. We'll do the conditional and annual conversion applications first. We have 6 of those before the board today that are recommended by staff. 2 cultivators, 1 wholesaler, 1 distributor, 1 retailer, and 1 delivery license. These applications have followed our licensing process. They've been given priority assignment. That priority has then been verified. Completeness review was conducted by our Office of Licensing. Those applications are then scored based upon that completeness review, sent to the Office of Compliance and Investigations, where a qualification review is then conducted of the individuals, financial sources, and anything else that needs to be reviewed for regulatory compliance. Our quality control review on the staff side has been conducted, and we are recommending that the 6 licenses presented on the screen be approved by the board today. Thank you.
Perfect. Are there any questions on these licenses? Seeing none. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Chair, I'll second that.
Second Ferraro. Perfect. Mr. Said.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Moving on up. Now we're on to expanded ATC, right?
Annual application, Chair.
Sorry. I got too excited. Annual licenses, Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. We have 2 annual licenses, 1 cultivator, 1 retailer that followed the same licensing process that I just articulated. They're deemed qualified to enter into the adult use market. Staff has reviewed these applications extensively, and therefore we're recommending that both of these applications be approved today. Thank you.
Are there any questions surrounding these 2 applications? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Chair.
Ferraro with the motion.
I second.
Mapp with the second. Mr. Said, call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Now we're finally at expanded ATC.
Yes, Chair, that's correct. We have one expanded alternative treatment center certification before the board today and recommended for approval. Restore NJ LLC, they're a Class 5 retailer in Glassboro, New Jersey. We've reviewed the application, and as required by law, they've certified that they have sufficient quantities of medical cannabis and medical cannabis products available to meet the reasonably anticipated needs of registered qualifying patients. And therefore, we are recommending that Restore NJ LLC be allowed to expand their Class 5 retailer into the adult use cannabis space. Thank you.
All right, are there any questions about Restore NJ LLC? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Chair, I move to permit Monmouth Wellness to operate a satellite Class 5 retail location.
All right, motion Nash, is there a second? I'll second it. Second Laufer.
Just a quick correction. It's Restore NJ.
Apologies. I got ahead of myself.
No worries.
It happens. Trust me, Krista, it happens.
So this is for the acceptance of certification for alternative treatment center Restore to expand operations to AU.
Correct.
I move to approve.
I will second that motion. Motion Nash, second Laufer. Mr. Said, call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next is AU Satellite Request, Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chair. This is for Monmouth Wellness. They hold a Class 5 cannabis retail license, and they are looking to hold a satellite. Under the law, they're authorized to maintain up to 2 satellite retail locations if you hold a Class 5 retailer license. These locations must still comply with the municipal approval requirements, zoning requirements, and any applicable CRC regulations. This entity has satisfied those requirements, and therefore we are recommending approval of Monmouth Wellness and Healing LLC to operate a Class 5 satellite location at the location listed on the slide. Thank you.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion Mapp, second Laufer. Mr. Said.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. We are moving to an annual renewal applications for administrative extension. Director Riggs, do you mind giving a brief overview?
Sure, absolutely. Curaleaf, New Jersey has 12 adult use licenses and medicinal permits with the CRC. Their annual license renewal expiration date is August 1st. Given the ongoing litigation that we currently have, an administrative extension is recommended by staff. That administration extension would be recommended to go until the end of October, so October 30th. And that is the recommendation of staff. So we are recommending that the board approve an administrative extension for these licenses at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Riggs. Are there any questions regarding the administrative extensions? Seeing none, I'm going to make the motion to approve these administrative extensions with an expiration date of October 31 of this year. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Said.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Second here. All right, we're now moving on to cases, claims, and petitions. First is waivers, right?
Yes.
First waiver up.
Thank you, Chair. We have 5 waiver requests that the board will be considering today. The Commission's regulations give the Commission the authority to waive a regulatory requirement if it meets the 3 factors enumerated under NJ-CRC 17:30-3.7. This provision states that the board may waive a regulatory requirement regarding the operations of a business if that waiver is necessary to achieve the purposes of the Act, is necessary to provide access to cannabis items to consumers, and does not create a danger to the public health, safety, or welfare. The first waiver request the board will be considering is WR058. Can Powerman LLC has requested a waiver of NJ-CRC 17:11.5 D32 to produce a single-serve baked good up to 100 mg THC without physical scoring or demarcation. It should be noted that the requirement to physically demark of cannabis product exceeding a single serving size of 10 mg THC is set forth in our statute, and the Commission does not have the authority to waive that statutory requirement. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for a board vote.
Yep, thank you very much. So I'm going to move the denial of WR058. Is there a second due to statutory ground?
I second, Chair.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Abstain?
Commissioner Mapp,
Agree. Well, yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, the next waiver request the board will be considering is WR059. Cureleaf NJ2 LLC in Belmar has requested a waiver of NJ-CRC 17:30-16.2G to allow them to open packages of finished pre-roll lots that tested high for chromium, extract the cannabis material from the affected lots, and repackage the cannabis material in alternative pre-roll cones. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for a board vote.
Okay. Are there any questions surrounding or comments surrounding this waiver request? If not, I would be open to a motion to either approve or deny this waiver request. So I will move to approve this waiver request on the condition that they retest the affected product and reconform with all existing policies and procedures surrounding the sale of this product.
Chair, I would agree in second.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
The next waiver request is WR060. Cureleaf NJ2 LLC in Winslow requested a waiver of NJ-CRC 17:30-9.14A to allow the entity to extract THC from expired cannabis and retest the material for continued processing and/or use. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for a board vote.
Thank you, Chief Counsel. Are there any questions, comments, concerns regarding this waiver request? So due to the nature of the request, considering the cannabis is already expired, I move to deny this waiver request.
I'll second.
Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
The next waiver request the board will be considering is WR061. Canopy Crossroads LLC requests a waiver of NJ-CRC 17:30 17:30-7.17D 11, which requires standard cannabis retail licensees to pay $10,000 renewal fee. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for a board vote.
Okay, any comments, questions? My only comment is we typically do not grant fee waivers. So is there a motion to approve or deny this request?
Chair,
Chair,
I move to deny.
and I'll second that.
Motion Ferraro, second Nash. Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right.
And the final waiver request for board consideration is WR062. Belief New Jersey LLC requests a waiver of NJ-CRC 17:30-7.15A to bypass the 1-year waiting period to submit a microbusiness to standard conversion application. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for a board vote.
First, I just want to comment, this is a great name of the business. Secondly, I mean, we typically put these waiting periods there for several reasons. But I leave it up to the commissioner whether or not they would like to approve or deny. Is there a motion to approve or deny?
Chair, I move to deny this waiver request.
Motion Nash. Second Laufer. Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
I just want to give kudos to our chief counsel. This is her first time presenting waivers. Well done.
Thank you so
Error-free
much.
ball. Error-free ball. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Next slide. Litigation matters of settlement. Next slide. Chief counsel, would you like to propose or, give a very brief overview of our motion to settle?
Sure. Thank you, Chair. So staff issued a notice of violation to NJ Analytics LLC, which was INV 10225. The board subsequently imposed a penalty to that entity, and the board is now voting to act consistent with the discussion it had in exec session to resolve and settle this matter. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for a vote.
Okay. Like Chief Counsel said, we spoke about this in executive session. Is there a motion to approve INV settlement for INV 10225? I'll make the motion to approve to the settlement of INV 10225. Is there a second?
I second.
Motion allowed for second. Matt, Mr. Said?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you. Next is notices of enforcement action, but again, just like we did with waivers, Chief Counsel Mohan Kumar, error-free ball on the settlements. Well done. And now I'm gonna give it over to Director Toisan. But before I do that, Mr. Said has recusal.
Correct. So the next item on the agenda, we have consideration of enforcement action regarding Mollitium NJ LLC. Commissioner Mapp has recused herself from this enforcement action for Mollitium NJ LLC due to an ongoing professional relationship. On account of her recusal, she will step out of the room while the board considers this particular application. Afterward, Commissioner Mapp will come back in and will take up the next order of business.
Thank you, Mr. Said. Now I'm going to turn it over to formerly Chief Counsel Twaison, now Director Twaison.
Thank you, Chair. So the first enforcement action the board's considering today is INV-13-2026. It was issued, notice of violation was issued to Millennium for failure to adhere to the regulations for conducting an illegal grow without commission approval, transporting untagged marijuana, violation of secure transport requirements, and effectively failing to correct those violations. They were issued, or they were provided notice of 19 separate regulatory and statutory violations in their notice of violation. Acting Executive Director Riggs, I don't know if you had anything to add on to this as well.
Thank you, Director Twaison. I do. I want to commend the Office of Compliance and Investigation and their staff on a job well done in this situation. We know that this entity deceived everyone along the way and was a really bad actor. The Commission's core responsibilities are to protect public safety and preserve the integrity and equity of New Jersey's regulated cannabis market. By intentionally conducting unlicensed cultivation activities and introducing unapproved cannabis into the regulated supply chain, Multium demonstrated a disregard for regulatory requirements and undermined the trust essential to this state's cannabis program. Given the seriousness of these violations, the deliberate nature of the conduct, and the threat posed to the integrity of our regulated market in New Jersey, staff is recommending the revocation of Multium's cultivation and manufacturing licenses at this time. They no longer can be in this market. Their license should be revoked, and that is the recommendation from staff. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Director Riggs, Director Twaison. I personally would be inclined to, actually, I'm going to make the motion. I move to revoke all applicable licenses to Multium NJ LLC. For the reasons stated by Director Riggs and Chief Counsel Twaison. Is there a second?
Chair, I second. And just with a quick comment that this is certainly not something any of us want to see internally here at the CRC. So this is unfortunate, but there are other operators that are well-intended and looking to do the right thing. And so I second that motion.
Could not agree with Vice Chair Ferraro anymore. Well said. Mr. Said, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp is recused, Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes. The next item on the agenda, we have another recusal. We have consideration of an enforcement action regarding GSCC Management LLC.
Move the slides back one, please.
Forward one, sorry.
Forward one, sorry.
Forward one more.
One more.
That's it.
There you go.
Commissioner Nash has recused herself from the enforcement action for GSCC Management LLC due to an ongoing professional relationship. On account of her recusal, she will step out of the room while the board considers this particular enforcement action. Afterward, Commissioner Nash will come back in and will take up the next order of business.
Okay. Director Twaison, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. So the second enforcement action the board will be considering today is INV 29-2026. We issued a notice of violation to GSCC Management LLC for miscalculating expiration dates, having inaccurate consumer safety and product info and packaging. This entity received notice of 3 separate regulatory violations in their notice of violation. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Yeah, definitely. So as Director Twaison said, there were 3 separate consumer safety related violations here, and and I'll read them quickly. NJ-CRC 17:30-11.8A, expiration dates, relating to expiration dates not being calculated properly. And they also have NJ-CRC 17:30-16.3B, which it pertains to labeling of expiration dates, and NJ-CRC 17:30-16.3B1, which is regarding the addresses that they're supposed to place on their packaging. And for violations 1 and 2, I believe a $5,000 fine is applicable, and for violation 3, I believe a $2,500 fine is applicable, for a grand total of $12,500. Is there a motion to approve as I laid it out?
Chair, a motion to approve.
Motion Ferraro.
I'll second.
Second Matt. Any questions, comments, concerns before we go to a vote? Seeing none, Mr. Said, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash is recused, Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next is INV 21-2026. I'm going to turn it over to Director Toussaint.
Thanks, Chair. This enforcement action, we issued an NOV to Prolific Grow House for advertising without verifying a 21+ audience, as well as the advertisement they used on their Cybertruck. They were issued, or they were provided notice of 3 separate regulatory violations in their NOV. And with that, turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Yeah, thank you, Director Toussaint. So again, just to review, violation number 1 was NJSA 24:61-35A9C, which relates to the targeting of their audience. And we were looking to assess that violation at $7,500. Violation 2, NJAC 17:30-17.2A, also in relation to targeting of their audience. We are choosing to assess 0 for that violation because it is duplicative to the first violation. And finally, 17:30-17.2D1 is their Cybertruck and the nature in which they chose to, put out their advertising materials. I'd be looking at a $7,500 fine for a grand total of $15,000. Is there a motion?
Chair, I move to issue the $15,000 monetary penalty to Prolific Row House for IND 21-2026.
Thank you very much. Any comments, concerns? Seeing none, was there a second?
I second that, Chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair Ferraro. Mr. Said.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you very much. Moving on. Next is Cureleaf.
This is one. Oh,
Director Toussaint, the floor is yours. Just, you
Thank
can't
you.
just take the floor like that.
Thanks, Chair. This next enforcement action is INV 30-2026, the entity name Cureleaf. We issued a notice of violation to them for failing to conduct the required stability testing on retention samples for some of its products, and not and as a result of that, did not have the correct expiration dates on their packaging. They were provided notice of 3 separate regulatory violations in their notice of violation. And with that, turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Yep. Thank you very much. Those violations are as follows. One is NJ-CRC 17:30-19.5G, which is failure to report stability testing finding to the commission for over 100,000 units over a course of 6 months. I'm looking at a $5,000 fine in regards to that violation. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-11.8B is determined expiration dates without valid stability testing data. We're looking at $2,500 for that violation. And finally, NJ-CRC 17:30-16.3B4, which is in regards to labeling and which is obviously available to the public, the incorrect expiration dates. That is also assessed at a $5,000 amount, which brings us to a total of $12,500 for Curaleaf. Is there a motion to approve that?
Chair, motion to approve?
Is there a second? We have a second. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, Mr. Said, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next is Bruce Roots. Director Toyson.
So we issued a notice of violation to Brute's Roots for unauthorized packaging and labeling, unauthorized system access, which and then they exceeded for some of their products exceeded the allowable THC limits of 100 milligrams. They were cited and provided notice of 14 separate regulatory and statutory violations. And with that, turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my comments pretty brief. This one, I believe, was pretty egregious. And I think this is exactly what we do not want to see in the marketplace, is what I would say. And with that, I'm going to run down the list of violations as well as the proposed fines. NJSA 24:61-35A7A1, misleading and offensive label statement on 2 different products. I'm assigning that a $10,000 valuation. 2, NJSA 24:61-35A7D8. Missing poison control warning, another public safety violation, labeling omission, also a $10,000 valuation. Next, NJAC 17:30-16.3A, packaging missing required information. That is a $5,000 valuation. Next, NJAC 17:30-16.3B5, missing lot, batch, and barcode. Again, this is imperative to seed to sale tracking. Also a $5,000 valuation. Next, NJAC 17:30-16.3C12, missing the over 21 label. Again, this is imperative. Otherwise, this is, a risk to youth consumption. I'm assessing that at $25,000. Next is failure to submit labeling for record keeping. This is a first tier violation. It's administrative filing failure. I'm assessing that at $5,000. Next, NJAC 17:30-16.5A1, false or misleading statement to overconsumption risk. This happened on two different products, and I'm assessing it at $10,000. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-11.12A1 and 5. There are no qualified manufacturing supervisor. Again, this is a public safety risk. I'm assessing that at $5,000. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-16.3B6, missing certain ingredients on the label. This is a deficiency for public safety, and ingredients need to be on labels. I'm also assessing that at $5,000. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-8.1A, is an unregistered handler with no cannabis identification, and a failure to register employee, which is I'm assessing at a $10,000 valuation. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-9.10A, inadequate access and or diversion control, failed to deactivate the ID card of an employee, which enabled this incident, which is I'm assessing that at $5,000. Next is NJSA 24:61-35A8G1, exceeding 100 milligrams of THC per packaging limit. Which is a statutory guideline, which I'm valuing at $25,000. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-11.5D2, which is manufactured products exceeding 100 milligrams of THC. That is the same as the previous violation, so I don't believe we should assess a valuation to that. And finally, NJ-CRC 17:30-11.13B2, no ingredient or master formula verification record, which causes a record-keeping gap, which is a failure to verify the ingredients for their product. I'm assessing that at $5,000. All of those violations totaling $125,000. Is there any discussion on this before a motion? If not, is there a motion?
Chair, I move to impose the sanctions that you set forth totaling 125,000.
Is there a second? I'll second the
I
motion.
second.
Oh, I'll give it to you, Amelia. Give Matt the second. Mr. Saeed, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you. Next violation. Hashery, LLC. Director Toisan.
Thank you, Chair. So we also issued a notice of violation to Hashery. They were cited for operating as a retail food establishment, which is not permitted by the statute and regulations. They were serving beverages at their dispensary. They were cited for one regulatory violation in their notice of violation. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Yeah, as Director Toisan mentioned, this violation is relating to serving food and beverage as well as the sale of cannabis products. NJ-CRC 17:30-9.5B. We evaluated this at $25,000. Is there a motion on this?
As Chair, I move to,
You move the $25,000 fine?
yes.
Chair, I second.
Motion Map, second Ferraro. Any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Saeed, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Next. Bingo. Director Toyson.
Thank you, Chair. So Bango, New Jersey, Inc. was issued a notice of violation, effectively for failing to track its cannabis plant inventory. They were provided notice of 5 separate regulatory violations related to our metric inventory tracking system. And with that, turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Sure. So again, just outlining the violations. Violation 1 is NJ-CRC 17:30-3.6B1. Failure to use commission designated plant tags and labels. So again, they didn't tag their product. As we've seen in previous violations, that is definitely a problem. We evaluated that at $3,000. Next, NJ-CRC 17:30-9.13A11. Failure to utilize metric inventory tracking system, we've also valued at $3,000. NJ-CRC 17:30-9.13A3. No inventory controls or procedures for review of inventory, we've also put that at $3,000. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-9.13A4, which is a failure to update their inventory daily, which is imperative. That is also a $3,000 valuation. Next is NJ-CRC 17:30-9.13A5, which is failure to do monthly inventory audits. Also, very important. We valued that also at $3,000 for a total of $15,000. Is there a motion for the $15,000 assessment?
Chair, I move to impose a $15,000 monetary penalty to Bango for INV 54/2026.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion, comments, concerns? Seeing
Chair,
none. Yes.
Sorry,
Vice Chair Ferraro.
I just
No,
wanted
Vice Chair
to
Ferraro.
make a quick comment that I appreciate the reading of each of the violations because I think it just demonstrates that like what's most important to us and what we really look at, although all violations are, but it just kind of allows the public to get a sense of the severity and continuity that we're looking to achieve.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Vice Chair. Mr. Saeed, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
I believe this is the final violation.
Yes, correct.
Right. That is correct. Amazing. Director Toyson, floor is yours.
Thanks, Chair. This is the final one. We issued a notice violation that the board will be considering today was to Silverleaf Wellness. They violated the regulations by making an ownership change prior to board approval. They were cited for one regulatory violation. With that, turn it back over to you, Chair, for board consideration.
Yeah, so I would just like to make it clear for the record that after this violation was violated, they did go back and they did follow the proper procedure for an ownership change. However, it was retroactive and the order of operations certainly was not followed. And to that end, their only violation was NJ-CRC 17:30-9.2A, a failure to submit an ownership transfer request to the commission. You don't get to do this at a discount. The state has processes. We have probity review. We have licensure review. We go through extensive efforts to make sure that these applications meet certain benchmarks and that they are doing business the way they should be doing business. And it is imperative that all entities follow that. And for those reasons, I would like to assess a $5,000 fine on that as well. Is there a motion?
I second that. Move to impose a $5,000 monetary penalty.
Motion from Nash.
I'll
Is there a
second.
second? Second from Knapp. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Comment here.
Floor is yours.
So everyone gets a final agency decision. The information is in there about reporting material changes, and that includes changes to ownership. The onus is on the license holder to report any changes prior to that occurring so that the commission can approve or deny the ownership or ask you to cure any documents. So please refer back to your final agency decision, and this way you'll be clear on any reporting that you're required to do. That's all.
100%. 100%. Mr. Saeed, could you please take the roll?
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ferraro,
Yes.
Chair Lawfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Moving on is public comment. Mr. Saeed, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Chair. As a reminder, public speakers during this afternoon's public comment period will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful and concise during your comments. Okay, now I'm going to go to the list. The first person I have on the list is Brendan Robinson. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Brendan Robinson. All right, I see you, Brendan. Give me 1 second. Brendan, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, commissioners. My name is Brendan Robinson. I'm the chairman and co-founder of the New Jersey Cannabis Chamber of Commerce. Today, I'd like to address an issue that the operators in our organization have been continually raising with us, and that's the New Jersey 6-month product expiration requirement. You know, today in New Jersey, we effectively have one of the shortest expiration windows in the country. That 6-month timeline that we have is creating significant pressure throughout our supply chain. We're seeing manufacturers who are rushing products. We're seeing retailers who are forced into aggressive discounting. We have brands losing negotiating power. Consumers are beginning to expect discounts as opposed to paying for quality. You know, everyone's losing. This isn't just affecting large operators. It's affecting the micro businesses, the independent cultivators, the manufacturers, the retailers, the brands, and anyone trying to sustain their business. And, you know, as the chairman of the chamber and as someone that actually owns a brand myself, I see this firsthand. When products approach expiration in 6 months, these businesses aren't making decisions based on business decisions. They're making decisions based on consumer demand. They're making, we need to be focused on putting our product out and, marketing it the right way as opposed to just basing things off of a calendar. You know, that process is accelerating price compression. It's reducing margins. It's increasing waste. It's ultimately weakening our long-term sustainability for our industry here in Jersey. I believe moving towards a 12-month standard, which is consistent with other markets throughout the country, will provide our operators with the needed flexibility while reducing the unnecessary pressure on pricing and inventory management. I respectfully request that the commission prioritizes this issue, whether it's through rulemaking, stakeholder engagement, or just another regulatory pathway. I'd welcome the opportunity to have a conversation with you all about this. The NJ-CRC represents businesses of all sizes. It is something that we see consistently. We believe this would be one of the most impactful operational changes the commission can make in the near term. And I thank you all for your time on this matter. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Robinson, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brendan. The next person I have on the list is Abigail Pearl. Abigail Pearl. The last four of the telephone number is 4111. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Jeannie Rodriguez. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Jeannie Rodriguez. Last four of the telephone number is 7013. And just a reminder, if you are calling in, it's *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. Jeannie Rodriguez. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Juan Plummer. Juan Plummer. Last four of the telephone number is 0534. Juan Plummer. 0534. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Edward Grimes. Edward Grimes. Last four of the telephone number is 0682. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Andrea Rabel. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Andrea Rabel. All right, I see you, Andrea. Andrea, you have the floor.
Hello, my name is Andrea Rabel, and I'd like to start by welcoming Commissioner Kennedy and our new Chief Counsel. Thank you guys for the meeting today. I would also like to address the whole board and specifically Chairman Lawfer to say I've noticed there are more efforts towards transparency recently, whether that's the little ways like explaining abstentions or big ways like providing public notice when there are recalls, even if they weren't mandatory recalls. Having that transparency with the emails, the website, the Instagram, I feel like a big step forward, and it can help limit the amount of misinformation that can spread around when consumers can see exactly what SKUs these concerns are tied to. I also appreciate the transparency when reading the notices of violations today. It really does help the public understand the scope of what's going on behind the scenes. And I think we are moving towards a period of stability in this industry where we can see more enforcement, more accountability to make sure the promises that were made when we set up this market are actually delivered to the consumers at the end of it all. I appreciate that you made some comments about the roundtables and some of the projected timelines relating to that. I would love to see if we could have some roundtables or committees or some sort of focus on the medical program, because the medical program was not a box to be checked off on a to-do list when setting up this industry. It's a public health program that needs continual nurturing. And our adult use industry is maturing at a really impressive pace. I mean, what were we up to? 115 million for June? But our medical program is dying, frankly. It's neglected, and we need some help on just the basics. The medical program doesn't make sense when patients have limited product access, higher prices, and lower monthly limits. The program's being strangled, and I'm sure the patients feel it, and I'm sure the providers do too. I would like to circle back onto some of the enforcement actions from today. I know no one ever wants to take a license. No one wants to see these things happen in the industry, but if
30 seconds.
Don't have teeth and serious consequences, the fines can just be the cost of doing business, and that won't actually protect us. So thank you for making some tough decisions and taking stronger action on the market. I hope to see that continue, and I hope to see further transparency at every stage of the market. And I will just say thank you and have a great month.
Thank you, Ms. Ribel. Mr. Said, before we continue, I just want to respond to that really quick. Well, I want to respond to both of them really quick. Mr. Robinson, your points are well taken. That's all I'll say on that. Your points are very well taken. Second, Ms. Ribel, we do have a patient services committee, and we will make sure in the right course of time to make sure that we keep stakeholders abreast of what's going on in the medical space. So thank you for your input. Sorry, Mr. Said.
No worries. That's the list. I'm just going to go over again the names that were called that didn't get a chance to speak. Abigail Pearl. Abigail Pearl, if you're in the room, please raise your hand. I don't see Abigail. Jeannie Rodriguez. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Jeannie Rodriguez. I don't see that person. Juan Plummer. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Juan Plummer. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Edward Grimes. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Edward Grimes. With that, Chair, this will conclude the registered speakers we have for today's public meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Said. And, for the honor of his first motion, I want to hand the motion to adjourn over to Sean, so he can get a motion preserved for the record. And anybody who wants to second it, feel free, just not all of you all at once. So Commissioner Kennedy, the floor is yours.
Motion
Motion to what?
to adjourn the meeting.
There you go. Is there a second?
Thank you, Chair.
I will second the motion.
Well, now I'm afraid I don't, we're all gonna do it at the same time.
All in favor of Commissioner Kennedy's first ever motion, a motion to adjourn.
I just want to welcome the new commissioner before we do that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
We are officially adjourned. Great meeting, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.